welcome.
Yeah, welcome back. Like, thank you so much if you're watching, because we really appreciate you holding on with us along the way as we, you know, catapult ourselves into a whole podcast together.
Right? I know everybody has just been on the edge of their seats for the last, I'm bleeding.
You're bleeding? Okay. Were you actually?
Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, you need a Band-Aid because, like, we can cut this, you know?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Continue. The show goes on. Hey, what's a little blood and gore?
A little blood and gore. Exactly. That's, wow. It must mean something. Honestly, that feels meaningful. That feels meaningful. Okay.
Right?
Thank you for the blood letting.
Yeah. It's okay. We're good. We're good.
We're back.
Yeah.
Terrify Her podcast. Here we are again. I'm Wallace.
I'm Evan.
Sorry for the delay, but we're here and we're going to talk about 28 Days Later by Danny Boyle. Epic film from 2000 and is it 2 again? I hope it's not.
I think it was like 2002.
2002? I think it's 2004.
Well, I know there was like a UK release and then there was an America release.
Yeah.
So yeah, just around that.
I think I might have even been in the UK when I saw like either posters of it or it being out. You know, and Danny Boyle also made Trainspotting, which is a Scottish story as well. Yeah. So there's a connection. I think Danny Boyle is Scottish. It's like a pretty Scottish sounding name. I should probably know this, but
that's Boyle, right?
Boyle sounds
Scottish.
Yeah.
Fact check that.
We'll fact check.
Yeah. Okay. So you said that. So do you remember seeing ads for it? Because I didn't see it in theaters.
I feel like subconsciously, like I can't pick a memory out, but I feel like there was just like this kind of underlying like expectation. Yeah, slight buzz. Even though I must have been like 12 or I have to remember how old I am, but because if it was like
if it was 2004, yeah, you'd have been like 15, 14.
Yeah. Okay, 14.
Yeah, 2004, I was 14.
Okay, you were 14. I would have been, 12, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, because I felt 12. Like, that's what I remember being.
Right.
Like, that movie came out. Yeah. So, pretty young for us to see it, but, like...
Well, I didn't see it...
You didn't see it when it came out?
So, okay, so my quick story about this movie is that, like, I knew it was a thing, and then I think I waited until it was on TV, and I was sick at home from school... And I think I was in high school. So it must have been shortly after it came out. Like it must have just hit like whatever rentals at the time. And I'll never forget. I was sick at home. I don't know if I was actually sick, but probably.
Sometimes you need a timeout at school. You're like, I'm sick. Yeah. Like, it just happened a few times at least.
I reheated coconut rice. And it's so weird that I remember that detail, but my brain just like weirdly like vividly remembers certain things. Like it's like I have a photographic
that
memory.
Flavor overlay of the movie
also
is kind of beautiful,
dude.
Like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Right?
Not that I've really thought about that, but like but what you're eating while watching a movie, like,
isn't that crazy?
Because that leaves like an essence for me too to think about it if I were to see it that way. That sounds so nice. Like I feel it when you say that. I feel it.
You taste it. Yeah. Smell it, because coconut rice is my favorite.
And even the comfort of being like sick during the day at home, and you're just like not actually that sick. You're just chilling, watching TV. Yeah. And like during the day, I remember seeing 28 Days Later also during the day. So it's one of those movies that I was like, oh, it's during the day, like. Not gonna have like you know, I probably won't be scared because it's always much more scary when you watch it at nighttime.
Totally.
And then you're like, actually.
But that last scene, one of those
I'm too young to be watching.
Right? The scene in the house at the end is like fucking one of the most scariest like scenes ever.
Definitely.
Right?
Wait, the scene at the house at the end?
Yeah, like when they get into the house.
Help?
Yeah. Well, like when mayhem unleashes in the house with the like the soldiers and stuff.
Ew, yeah.
Like
what the soldiers was terrifying.
Yeah, like that's I think like probably this movie is so good.
It's so good. This movie is art, by the way. Like, so please, disclaimer, we're going to talk about this movie and we're going to go into detail about like things that have happened in the movie and the plot as well, so we might be spoilers. So just letting you know, please watch the movie. It's really good. It's 28 Days Later by Danny Boyle. Watch it.
We're not as prepared.
Oh, we're not going to like scientifically necessarily break it down, so watch it.
Yeah.
Because like we're just having like a reaction almost to it.
Well, yeah, because I feel like, you know, it's an old movie. I've seen it like probably upwards of 10 times.
Definitely. Yeah. Like,
yeah. So it's like, if you haven't seen it by now,
it's also a movie that I need to buy because, like, purchase physically. Because
that
we
detail.
had a struggle as well for the delay because we wanted this movie for a while now, like since New Year's, basically wanted to do this movie, and we couldn't find the movie like anywhere online. Like it just was nowhere. There was like 28 weeks later, and you're like, hey, like where's 28 days later? Like that's the first movie. Like,
and I remember like googling it, and like all these Reddit pages came up of people looking for it, and I was like, I was like, okay, so this is a thing.
They like couldn't find it. Like it's a thing, and we're like, okay, that's actually kind of scary.
Yeah, because the one reason why I really wanted to purchase it is like because I thought the quality would be better, but then we learned that they actually just recorded it on.
But I'm still not sold on that. I'm still not sold on that because like how does our brain see HD back in the early thousands when our TV was actually giving us these like blurry, like I trip out. Like I was watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer last night, and I was like the first season, so it's old, and you can tell it's old, right? Like, and it just feels way like more blurry than I like. How
than you imagine?
Than I remembered but it's also, back when I was young. Like, did it look HD when I was young? Like, how does that work?
I don't know. Like that it probably has something to do with TV technology too, though. Like
that's insane, though. That trips me out.
Okay, random. Do you know that like theory? I don't even know if it's a theory, it could be a fact, but like, you know how most people watch movies, like me, for instance, I watch everything with subtitles these days.
Oh yeah, like it's uncomfortable.
Because like,
it's because like grating at you a bit. Like you're like,
the subtitles?
If you don't have it
if you don't have it. I know, you're like, I feel like, I don't know if it's like an attention span thing, or like what I also heard is that like a lot of movies are made with like these really high quality, like advanced technological like sound systems, and so when I play it on my shitty like whatever RCA TV,
okay,
it can't pick up the sound as well, and so like we don't hear it as well unless I had like a really awesome like sound system. It just
that makes so much sense,
right?
Yeah.
Or it could just possibly be that we're all getting dumber and we need subtitles. I don't know.
That is a thesis. That's a thought for sure. Because it's like, I need them. I actually need them. They're like part of it now. That's very common too. So yeah, we could be getting. No, I think we're lazier. I think we're just like, that's just one less thing I have to do. Okay, I don't need to listen. Like I can see what it says.
But I feel like
it's nice. Maybe we're getting smarter. We're like evolving to just see and read at the same time. Like that's amazing.
Same damn time.
And we're getting like it's like to the millisecond of it. You know, like. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting a little off track because I just
well, whatever, sort of the quality of the movie. So that was a big thing as to why.
Notice it.
Yeah.
You notice the thought, the art, the real.
Well, yeah.
And that's how Trainspotting is too. Like those movies, the same director, like they're artful. They're very like artistic, likely done because they're like a visual experience as well as like, because that's what I was going to say. Like when I watched it originally, I thought that the cinematography and the like quality of the film and the photo of the film was like so clear in like HD or like 4K or whatever you would call it now.
I mean, really?
And to rewatch it now, it was like us watching like some blurry and the sound was like hard to hear because like it was like a like not legal copy because like I couldn't get it anywhere.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Like, you know, so it was like not the best quality. And then like the one on YouTube is like kind of closed in and like the sound.
But that
weird.
is the quality though. Because it's
just weird how I remember it being HD.
Handy cams. Yeah, no, it wasn't.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess handy cams were HD at the time.
This is where we fight to the death. Because I remember, I remember it.
It's just our eyes.
I remember.
Our eyes are different. Let us just have our own eyes, okay? I could have been totally like not even seeing the same movie, to be honest. No, I'm just kidding. But
no. I remember it being poor quality. I just didn't.
Yeah, but it felt more tasteful at the time because like I feel like it's just aged maybe like not the best because the technology is not kind of.
Well, it also did come out during that whole kind of like handy cam era too, when they were like purposefully making movies
definitely to be like more like it was maybe more intimate feeling when it's something like you want you to be
exactly
rather than you're just
that's
seeing
what the whole
like
thing
a picture.
That's I think with the movie like you are like living it with him, you know what I mean? Like you aren't watching it happen, you are like going through the movie with him.
That's
and all
how
the
it
things.
feels. Definitely. You're like just going through all of the experiences.
You know as much as he
with
does.
Cillian Murphy, who just like, you know, is the best in this movie. And I never saw him in anything before. So I was like this, and I'm like 12, and I'm like, I was like, oh my God, like that guy's attractive. And it's like not that many people I've ever thought that about because I'm 12, and it's like, you know, so he was definitely like, oh wow, like and he's so just his cheekbones, you know, and his vibe. And it might not even just be attraction, it's just like this guy is like literally someone that I understand. Like like this is someone that I know.
No, exactly.
That's how I felt. And that's how I feel about him in general, to be honest, with his films.
I think that was like intentional. Well, yeah, with all of his films.
Well, with him as like an actor, I guess, like just as an actor, how he represents his character, I usually like just believe him. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like actor. I buy it. You know what I mean? Like he rolls himself well, or he's got a good agent. Like you know, he's got the cheekbones. Like he's doing good. Yeah, you know. But like that was a definite coming of age movie for me, because I was like, oh my God, like, am I like there was just like sexual for me that like he was just so hot to me as that in that moment. I was like, oh my God, and I've never thought that. So he was like one of the first guys I thought was hot, and that's crazy. I think that's fun. I love that. I'm just realizing that now, but it's facts. So,
yeah, definitely in that movie for sure. By the end of the movie, you're like, yes, this guy's hot. Like I feel like during you're just like, because in the beginning you're like,
you're not sure. No,
when
for
he wakes up in the hospital, you're like,
he doesn't look well. Like
looks sickly.
He's got like literally a nightie on, and he's like naked going around town. Like,
also, let's chat about a little bit. So basically, like, he is a delivery driver, and then he gets hit by a car, and then wakes up.
He's a bike courier. Yeah. He gets hit by a car, and he wakes up, and he's like completely like in an abandoned place of the hospital, and there's no one, literally all of London. And the fact that they had to like, didn't you say that they have to like pause everything for like only like 3 seconds, or like
3 minutes?
3 minutes.
So they would close down these like really busy popular
where
streets.
they took the shots of him going through these abandoned places.
They were only allowed to close it down for like 3 minutes at a time. Dude,
like,
well, how excited are you for the next one?
I'm so
like the
happy.
fact that we're even doing this movie. Like I feel like we talked about
birthed this idea in that guy's head, but like we had it,
right?
Or we had it at the same time as Danny Boyle, because like he made obviously I don't know how long it takes to make. They've probably been making it for a while before
the next one. I think they haven't started yet. They haven't started filming
they're just starting to like promote it.
Okay, totally.
Oh my God, so we could have really been part of that realization.
I was like, dude, we literally were like, oh, what movie should we do next? And then we were like, oh, let's do 28 Days Later. And then literally like 2 days later, they were like, oh,
28 days later.
Cillian Cillian Murphy like discusses, you know, bringing 28 years later or whatever, and I was like, are you
serious?
Because obviously I'm on the I'm on the forums, like my algorithm is very much like next horror, like, you know, very horror movie centered, and so I see kind of like everything, and I was like, what are you like? First of all, I'm so excited, but second of all, like, that's so interesting.
I feel connected. I'm like, okay, well, we all had that idea at the same time. And so if you're watching Danny Boyle,
invite us to the premiere.
Yeah, please send us an invite, and maybe let's collab one day, you know?
Oh my God. I want to meet Cillian Murphy.
I'm so happy that Cillian Murphy and Danny Boyle are doing the third one. And they're actually calling it, I think, part of a trilogy, so there's going to be more.
Interesting.
But like, it's interesting because like he didn't direct the second one. Like he didn't have anything to do with 28 Weeks Later. Like, so it's
Danny Boyle.
Like it's not the same director, and Cillian Murphy's not in it. So that's where I feel like 28 Weeks Later kind of, you know, fails me as a movie in comparison to 28 Days Later. Like, I don't necessarily affiliate. Like, you don't have to affiliate them, because now we're getting 28 years later. Because I was genuinely let down by 28 Weeks Later, because I was like, 28 Days Later is Mona Lisa. Like, it's Mona Lisa or something. Like, it's one.
Oh my God. I think it's going to be, I don't know, like.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Because I feel like the zombie, like, genre, like, comes and goes. And so is this going to be like a resurgence of it?
I mean, the thing with 28 Days Later is like there's always been like this thing where I feel like people don't necessarily, they weren't putting it into the zombie movie
Oh,
like,
I know.
Like they weren't like affiliating it with zombie movies, and
it's
like,
so true.
Their argument, I think, was like that they're
like,
fast or something. Like I know, because people be like, "What's your favorite zombie movie?" If you're into horror movies, or something. And you're like, 28 days later, and then be like, "That's not a zombie movie," and I'm like, "What is it then?"
I don't know.
Like anyway, it's 100% now affiliated with the zombie movies. It has made its way in, because then they did Train to Busan, which is also fast zombies.
So good.
Yeah, that actually happened, like where there was like war, people were running to churches and like living in and then it would be like a bunch of dead
bodies in the church.
Yeah. Okay. But it was real, so I feel like that's why this movie's so successful, because he actually pulls from real things that have happened in humanity, and so it really hits you,
right?
Like, yeah, to really understand how it could actually look, yeah, to an extent, like with an artistic twist a little, but
yeah
I feel like it was the most realistic.
Flocking to church. I mean, yeah, of course that makes sense. People obviously flock to churches in times of need and whatnot. But yeah, like I just love when he like walks in, and then he's just like, "Hello."
I know, and his hellos. Like, he has like 4 in the script or whatever.
Oh,
you know, hello. He says hello a lot.
yeah. It's true.
At the beginning of the movie, like he just yells it out. Like, yeah, it's just a funny script to me. Yeah, it's like, okay, and you're gonna just wander through the street.
I mean, what do you do? Well, he's like going home or whatever.
He does a great job looking like a lost, like what the has happened, and like it's so relatable, because it's just so weird that he gets up because he got in an accident and wakes up like that.
Yeah, and just like in an empty hospital. Person. Like you think that there would be some in the hospital,
dead people.
Yeah.
There's like
zombies.
None.
Yeah.
And zombies, yeah.
He kind of just all finds them in like a dark place. I feel like that was a thing. Like, wasn't there like some sort of explanation for that though? Like why they were not out in the streets?
Oh, during the day. Yeah. They don't come out at the daytime.
Why? I feel like they
don't like the light. They don't fuck with it. I can't remember why, but there's just a thing about them. They'll come at nighttime.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh my God. The scene that really affected me personally was like when the dad is out and he looks up and there's a crow and the dead zombie and like, the blood literally landing in his eye.
It's so sad.
That part of the movie is so sad. It is so sad. Like,
it's really
he's just
sad.
like telling his daughter to like, please get away from me, and then she doesn't understand why, and he's literally trying to tell her like to leave him because he's gonna become a violent like psycho killer, fast zombie, and it's just so well done.
Yeah, that part is really like, that was just so creative.
It's just so creative. Like,
like I don't know.
I would have looked up too,
right?
That shit would have happened to me right there.
Well, also I don't know, I wouldn't have been like, because the reason why is he came over, he was like, stop, I would have been like, whatever. Oh, you know, like with the crow, like the crow.
He was telling the crow to stop. Yeah. Okay. Like, then no, I would chill with the crow. I'd be honestly.
Like, I would. I'd be like, bye. I'm going over here with the rest of the people, so I'm not alone.
Like, but Cillian loved to be alone. He's like, I'm gonna go inside, like in the gas station, and like I was watching on YouTube, someone was like criticizing him for doing that. I'm like, yeah, fair. Like, he's just like, I'm gonna go in and like, what is he trying to look for? And like when he sees the little boy zombie and he kills him, you know. But that, I think the point of that is that he has that experience.
Oh my God, yeah, because that's when that's when he starts
to character build.
That's when he starts to turn.
That's when he realizes like, oh shit, like
this is real. This is
dark.
Yeah. He becomes almost like, that's almost the catalyst for him becoming the like hero.
The hero, yeah. But I love, someone like described this really well. Like they're like, when he becomes like the thing that they're all like infected by is like the rage. But he catalysts rage to like take over all of the like army dudes. Like he's literally taken over. And then the moment at the like when Serena is like, is it Serena or Selena? It's Serena, right? The female character. You don't remember at all? Okay. I think it 100% is Serena, because I was like, it's not Selena Gomez. That's how I would make the connection. You know what I mean?
Serena.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon.
She's like about like, remember when, basically they call when she's like, oh yeah, if it's your loved one or anyone, you have to kill them within like half a second or whatever. Like you, like a blink of an eye, like you can't
think about it.
Yeah. And then like he's like gone through all this rage, and he's like at the end, and he literally looks like the zombies now, like at the end, because he's just like obviously exhausted and like has done all this shit, so he looks this, they make him look the same in that moment, and just for like the audience to see that like he's also infected by rage, but like infected because of the world around him rather than the actual like disease. So like anyway, when Serena's like about to kill him, she takes that second because she's about to kill him, and he's like, that was longer than like the blink of an eye or whatever, and I'm like, the romantic part of the movie, like OMG, like it's probably also why it's one of my absolute favorite movies. Literally one of my favorite romantic movies, like where people fall in love with one another. Like what a beautiful love
there's
story.
A moment, like there is a moment when he like kisses her, and like in my head, as this is supposed to be a feminist podcast, like because this is supposed to be a feminist podcast, in my head I was like, really, like for like one of the voices was like like would you really want to be kissed in that moment, like but then I was like yeah. Yes, I would.
I think so. If it was your last moment and it's that moment, I think you'll take it.
If it was, but also if it was him.
Oh yeah, like no, but they're both gorgeous.
Oh my god,
like,
I know.
They date
and
after?
They're both
like
badass.
I hope they dated after, even if it wasn't on media. Like they were really good.
I hope they at least
chemistry.
Banged.
Yeah, like they definitely must. I hope they did.
I actually think about that a lot, like with actors. I'm like, you know what? They don't need to date, but I hope that they at least banged. Because
I love how you think that like deeply about that interaction with like complete strangers, but they're famous.
Well, they're like famous actors.
It's fun.
I wouldn't think that about a complete
I
wouldn't see like a couple out on a date and be like, I hope they banged. But maybe honestly, everyone should bang. Everyone should get banged.
Yeah, like if you want to, and it's consensual and it's great. I don't know what could 28 years later look like.
Right?
Like what would that look like?
Like is there going to be like a resurgence of the virus? Like there has to be, right? Like there has to be zombies in it. So like yeah. 28 years later, you would think that like all the zombies, like what are they eating? What are they like, are they just right?
Yeah, because like the end of 28 days later, the zombies were starving because there was like everyone either went into hiding or they escaped because it was actually locational.
They were starving, yeah.
And they were under quarantine in Britain, but it was actually safe in other parts of the world. Like the rest of the world was okay.
Right.
And that's part of the story too, because that's when they saw the airplane and like yeah, that
you're so right.
Yeah. So
there's also like 3 alternate endings, or like 2 alternate endings.
Oh shit. Well, I didn't do that level of research. Like what ending did you see? I saw the end with the cottage and them putting out hello.
Yeah.
And okay, I have a critique about that. I was like, what? Me and my friend in unison were like, yeah, like, help would have been even less like effort. Or you know, like that was a lot of effort to put like an extra like 3 letters.
I know.
Like okay.
What did they say? Help us?
Or 2 letter. No, they said hello.
Oh,
that's what I had. I'm like, okay, that's the ending I saw though. Last sup question.
Yo,
you up?
Sure. Yeah. You up?
Same,
you alive?
Yeah. Anyway, SOS would have been great. I thought of help, so you're smarter than me. But
hello.
But like hello was like a little like cringe. Like I was slightly cringed by that, but like that's the only slight ick that I have in the whole thing, and it's like really minor. And that's only one ending. So
okay, so the other ending is like sad. Like he dies. He gets shot. Like you know how he gets shot?
Yeah.
At the end, and then the ending is them going to the hospital and trying to revive him, and then he dies. And then it's just,
I think I've seen that one too. Yeah, like I feel like that didn't resonate, that ending. So I think that's one I hadn't.
I know,
seen.
right? Totally, we don't want that ending.
That is such a lame ending.
Yeah.
Like no, it was really like I was like, hello,
no, I don't want
like
that ending.
that pissed me off. I was like, they're all smarter than this. They're all smarter than this. Like him, Serena, and the daughter, who are the last people that are alive at the end of the movie.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, so there's also a scene where they're all together. It's like the dad, the daughter, what's her name? Serena.
When they're in the apartment, or
no, they're all together, and they're actually, I think, just like leaving the old man's house, because remember they end up at the dad's house, right?
Right.
And they're like out, and there's like those horses that are like, I know, running,
that's such a majestic
and then he's just
moment.
like, are they infected? And he's like, no, actually the opposite. And I was like, oof.
I know.
That's
right?
deep.
No, I know.
They're
and
actually
like golden
thriving.
horses. Their hair is like, like Barbie.
First of all, horses. Love horses.
Beautiful
Horse girl.
scene. Beautiful scene.
Yeah, right? It's such a good scene.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gliding through nature.
And it was like the last like kind of like inkling of like positivity before like everything.
Like deep calm before a
'Cause I
very
think
big storm.
Even after that is like the famous like tunnel scene, which is like,
oh geez, yeah.
I remember watching that.
They just went through that, and they did that already.
Was after?
Yeah, the majestic scene was after.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like almost like a
Makes
foreshadowing
sense.
of how bad it's gonna be, and then
right.
it like
and then it was like,
yeah, that was stressful when they were in the tunnel, and she was
Yeah.
like changing that tire like the fastest like
And the
Olympian
music's, like,
in the world. Like the music in the movie is so cool. Like it's like all the grunge and like
the music,
you know, like
is like
it's
for
so
me,
grungy and like 90s. It's so
for
cool.
me, the music is like,
it hits.
like that was one of my favorite parts. Even the first
That's
time I ever
part
watched
of why
it,
it matters.
And everybody even
To me,
like
or why it
everybody
matters so
talks about
deeply.
it. Yeah,
the
everybody
music,
talks.
the
like,
soundtrack is so legendary.
Yeah,
it is.
My
If I could see that live, like a
oh my god,
a
that would
Broadway.
be sick actually. Like, because you know how how they have those concerts where it's like a
Yeah.
live orchestra and then you watch the movie,
exactly.
like Lord of the Rings or whatever.
100%.
I would definitely do that. We should pitch that.
Oh, well, we are right now.
Right, watch it. It'll be like coming this Halloween.
Oh my god, I'll cry.
28
Honestly, I'll
days
even
later.
direct it. No, I mean that would be way
You'll
too
be
much
the
to take. That would be
maestro.
so much fun though.
I'll
No.
maestro it.
Okay, you maestro it. I would like direct. I would want to like help choreograph the play or like be part of like the production of the play.
Okay, it's a play.
Or
It's
a
usually
Broadway
a movie.
show. Oh, it's the movie, and then they just have the
Yeah,
orchestra.
dude,
Okay,
haven't you ever seen those things where it's like, come watch Harry Potter with
I've
a
always
live
seen the ads,
orchestra?
and I didn't quite.
You just don't.
I didn't like. It was too many layers. I was like, one day I'll probably know, but today I won't.
Now
and
you
then
know.
I see it, you know, and I'm like,
Today's
one
the day.
And today's the day.
They just watched the movie. It's not a Broadway show. Although that'd be sick.
I mean, yeah, maybe I'm too much with that.
That would be crazy.
I would, but like, wouldn't a Broadway show be amazing?
A Broadway zombie show? That'd be wild.
In general, yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I
That'd
was like
be
just a
sick.
reenactment of 28 Days Later, but yeah, that would probably. Cillian Murphy would probably do it.
I don't know if he's into Broadway.
I mean,
there'd have to be
like,
music involved.
I hope he is.
Well, right. That's the whole point. That's literally.
This is just the hope I have.
Okay, but anyways, back to the movie. So there is the scene in the house at the end where everything like the soldiers are turning into zombies and they're all like attacking each other and they're like escaping and stuff. The song that plays during that scene is like, it's like a slow like piano like beautiful song. Mm-hmm. And then there's like this crazy like, oh yeah, they like let that like, because they're keeping that like black zombie alive.
That was so disturbing.
Yeah,
no,
so
that
disturbing.
Was so
I was like,
disturbing.
ooh, this is
he's the best like zombie.
Cillian?
He's
Oh,
my
the
favorite
black-
zombie.
the
Yeah,
black zombie?
because he's the scariest.
Well, yeah. What does he do?
does such
just,
a good job.
He sets him free, and then
oh my
he
god,
ends up like attacking. Oh man, there's
nobody
so
just
many
appears in the
scenes.
window, like the guy's looking at about, and then it's just
Oh,
the lightning,
yeah.
and then
it's like yeah,
and his red eyes, and it's just like,
oh,
and then
man.
it's just so
those
fast.
eyes, iconic.
So fast, and also
Iconic.
when he's like still in the chain. In that space where they kept him, and then like he runs up and he's like this, like he comes that close,
with the
it's just, it really jolts
and
you.
like all of the soldiers, like the general or whatever is like disgusting. Like he immediately like he become it's also because like
it's
you
so
really
gross.
they really do make you think that they're gonna help them, and then I like how it slowly. You start to realize that these soldiers are like not their friends.
No, like
and then
they
they're
just
like their
want
whole
to
thing was that they
impregnate the woman, and
they
that's
wanna, like,
so disturbing
repopulate.
because they're like, oh, we need to repopulate, but it's so disturbing because the women have like no consent in the matter.
And also the girl's like 15,
and the girl is 15, and so that's so disgusting. Like, but it's also like I just feel like this movie hits literally all of the like disgusting traits of like humanity and like human race in like one movie.
It is,
and it's not
You're
that
true.
long of a movie. Like it's just smart. It's a smart, like watching it now, it's been like maybe like 7 8 years 9 years since I've seen that movie, and I'm like, but I've always thought fondly of it because I've seen it so many times when I was younger, and I'm like, this movie has not aged like at all. Like this movie's still so relevant. It's so good, and it's
timeless.
still It's a timeless movie. It's like if they made a really like Nightmare Before Christmas, like just a beautiful stop motion art movie. Like when a movie's just done from beginning to end, like perfectly. That's how I feel about this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I love this movie. I think also he was inspired by zombie video games. Like there was specifically Left 4 Dead. There's one video game that's like where the zombies run, basically.
Cool.
And that's where
that's so much scarier to me.
Yeah, like that's what really triggered him to like make this movie.
Because if a thing is starting to run to you, that's scary. Like if a bug
sucks,
is fast, or like if fucking anything is fast, even if it's small, like it's scary.
Yeah.
Rather than, I'm like, okay, I never thought that was scary. I was like, okay, run. Like,
yeah, I mean, a horde of zombies is scary.
That's scary, yeah.
And yeah,
100%.
But like a single, even funny, like I think I could probably like outsmart like 5 zombies. 5 people, 5 dead people. That's a lot.
Well, if they're the slow ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Only if they're the slow ones.
Yeah, if they're like the slow decaying ones.
If they're the fast, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what this movie also does to you. You're like, I would be dead, like 100%. That's terrifying.
I'd be dead.
I was waiting for you to be like, no, I'd be here. I'm like, okay.
I smoke too much weed.
Exactly. Like, yo, whoa, I'm dead.
Actually, we do yoga though, so like we would be good at hiding.
It would literally be situational as like, and it probably won't last long. I'd be lucky for a bit and then I'd be dead.
First of all, I'm on the ground floor here.
I mean, what is it called when they're not allowed like a quarantine? Like,
yeah. The thing what I liked about that movie though is because it didn't show all of that. Like it showed it briefly, but it was really much just like, okay, it's done. We're here now. He's waking up.
It's like the worst it can
now
get.
he has to figure it out, you know? I kind of like that. I don't.
Yeah, it's like you woke up out of that, like just like we spent that, like as if we were just like that was like a blink of an eye, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like it all happened while he was like unconscious, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's why he's like skeletal as well.
You know what I also thought about? I was like
how long was he there?
I don't know.
28? No, that's what the
28 days later.
Means.
So he was out for 28 days.
He was out for 28 days.
You know what I was also thinking? I was like, did he get that idea of him being a delivery driver from Futurama?
It feels very Futurama.
Right?
It feels very connected.
Fry was a pizza delivery guy.
Was he a bike guy though? Like
I don't know.
Because Courier is very specific.
I can't imagine that he had a car because it's Fry.
I know.
I don't remember, but I do know that he was a pizza delivery guy.
Yeah.
And that he got frozen by accident.
Oh yeah. There's parallels for sure. But
Right?
Matt Groening knows everything. Like he's literally like, he's like a prophet of our time. So
Who?
Matt Groening, the guy that wrote like Simpsons
Futurama?
and Futurama.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's always seen the future.
100%.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Futurama is so good.
Maybe he's a time traveler. He must be.
He could be a warlock. Yeah. I feel like it's a warlock, right? Could be
Yeah,
wrong.
I think is it?
I feel like it feels right. I'm gonna call it that. Correct
Sounds
me if
right.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's a warlock for sure. Yeah.
But no, seriously, this movie top 3
For sure.
horror movies for me. Maybe I don't know.
For
hard
sure.
to top that one. I feel like even with new horror movies, it'd be really hard
I love zombie movies.
to do that movie.
I really do feel like Walking Dead like just ruined zombies forever. Walking Dead was so fun at first, and then I was like, who's still watching this? You know what I mean? Like it just ran zombies into the ground. You know what I mean?
There was a moment in time after 28 days later. I guess it was like maybe 28 days later. No, it was a little longer probably. But they were all making like zombies were like too much of a thing. And I was like getting annoyed. I was like, I'm not even watching these.
Because
like I was like getting annoyed with it. Because I was like, it's just too much zombie content at the same time.
Exactly. And we got to a point
oversaturated.
Like I really liked Zombieland.
Yeah.
But then
it's fun to have, and the guy that Cold Body or something.
Warm
Body, yeah. Just like different takes on it.
When they start to take horror movies and like put more of a comedic spin on it is when it sort of starts to die.
Oh my god.
But anyways, let's not talk like that. Horror movies will be I'm so excited.
Horror movies,
There's
we're like
so
literally
many
getting so many. They're coming at us every new movie is always a horror movie. Like they're always coming out with more. Like I'm so excited. I feel like we're having a whole new renaissance of like horror movies coming out, and I'm really excited about it. It's just for me, I get really nostalgic about like these older ones that have like helped shape me in that field of interest.
Yeah, for sure.
And 28, like there's no place in anyone, and like no one could take that like in my heart. Like 28 Days Later was like a part of my upbringing. So, but I'm so happy because I feel like horror, like it's like, I don't know, it's just so interesting because we got into like talking about it and like seeing it, and then it just felt like there was getting more and more content like that coming out. It's just like timing,
and then the whole 28
like,
years later, like I just feel like
it still blows my mind.
It's just weird, like what you can do with your mind.
Do yoga. It's good for you. No.
Yeah.
Smoke weed. No, I'm just kidding.
Smoke
Please
weed
don't.
Every day. Please don't. Smoke weed, watch horror movies, do yoga.
Oh my god, it's a lifestyle.
Call your mom.
What movies have shaped you as a person interested in horror? Like, please let me know, because those are the kinds of movies that I feel like they shape your interest in the genre. Like, you need the building blocks, and like there's a, you know, and I can name all of those. I can name all of those in my mind. Like you know, like I could say like The Shining or Gremlins or like even like I don't want to call even it Beetlejuice or like those
definitely.
Older, but they are. Yeah, that is still a scary movie.
Nightmare
for Christmas. Yeah, then it has to be in there too. Yeah, so there's a whole like
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
There's a whole base. Yeah,
totally. We love it.
Definitely. So like that's just one of the building blocks for me. But yeah, I would love to hear about other people's building blocks with horror movies. And yeah, I'm so happy 28 years later. I'm going to literally, it's going to be like it's one of those, it's like a birthday party for me. Like, honestly, I'm so excited about it.
I feel like we should manifest us going to the premiere.
I think we need to. So it's coming out in a while?
I have no idea. They haven't even started filming it yet. I think they're just
oh my god, okay. But the fact that Cillian Murphy and Danny Boyle are doing it means so much to me.
It's
like having your crew. Like they're part of our crew. They're like, yeah, you're right, guys. This movie is great.
Yeah.
And then like the fact that Oppenheimer and all these things are happening with, and Peaky Blinders, like Cillian's killing it in every single thing.
It's good to know that he still loves it enough to,
and the fact that
pick it back up again.
It's also a place in his heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We share.
Totally.
I don't know if you agree with me, but I share a piece of my heart with Cillian Murphy. Because it's just as meaningful to me, this movie. I swear to God. As me acting as the main role, no. But I watched the tiniest bit of him talking about the movie, and he was saying like how like when he did that whole rage scene where he's like in the rain, shirtless, like fighting everybody and being like crazy. It was just like really cold in England, and he had to do that for like 4 days in a row or something, and it was like intense. So like it's like that, almost that emotion was there. You know what I mean? Like he was just that out there, you know what I mean? Like that's so cool.
I know that he does like think fondly of that movie because
it was one of the
he
first
was
even thinking
like,
that story fondly,
kind of feature length movies he was a part of. I think fact check.
I think right? Yeah. And I think it's like I guess it's a fully UK production.
Of course. Yeah.
If you hate this movie, like let me know. I'm so curious about
if you hated this movie, I'd be like, okay.
Name a better zombie movie, you know what I mean? Like fight me.
Dawn of the Dead.
Don't, please.
No.
Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead.
I love Shaun of the Dead. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. And let us know what you think about the movie. And thank you so much for still being here with us.
Yeah. See you next time.
And we will talk about another movie, which we don't know what yet.
Which, yes, we don't know what yet, but we will soon.
Let us know if you have any suggestions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
bye.